Thunder rolled across the Italian plains, carrying with it the tension of two unstoppable forces about to collide. The year was 275 BCE, and the fate of southern Italy hung in the balance. The stage was set at Beneventum, where Rome would face the formidable Pyrrhus of Epirus in a clash that would etch itself into history. Npyrrhus, a brilliant general with the heart of a lion and the ambition of a conqueror, had crossed the Adriatic with his fearsome army, including the terrifying war elephants that struck dread into the hearts of Roman soldiers. He had already defeated Rome at Heraclea and Asculum, leaving the Romans bloodied but unbroken. Now he sought to strike a decisive blow that would secure his foothold in Italy, but Rome, resilient and determined, refused to bend. On the morning of the battle, the Roman legions, disciplined and battle-hardened, formed their lines near Beneventum. Their commander, Manius Curius Dentatus, knew that brute strength alone would not win this fight. Strategy, timing, and unyielding courage were his weapons. Across the field, Pyrrhus meticulously organized his forces, the gleam of his armor reflecting the rising sun, the elephants, trunks swinging with silent menace, their presence alone enough to make seasoned warriors tremble. An NTHE battle began with a thunderous charge. Pyrrhus unleashed his elephants first, hoping to break the Roman lines with sheer intimidation. Yet the Romans, clever and experienced, had learned from past encounters. They opened corridors in their formation, allowing the elephants to pass through harmlessly, stabbing at their flanks when vulnerable, and neutralizing the beasts without panic. It was a demonstration of Roman discipline and adaptability, qualities that had made them the architects of an empire. Infantry clashed with clanging swords and shields, while cavalry swept along the flanks, attempting to turn the tide. Pyrrhus's troops fought with the ferocity of men who believed they were invincible, but the Romans met them with unwavering resolve. The clash raged for hours, a dance of strategy and courage, punctuated by the cries of the wounded and the roar of commanders urging their men forward. And as the sun climbed higher, it became clear that the Romans were holding their ground. Pyrrhus's attempts to crush the enemy with overwhelming force were blunted by the skill and endurance of the Roman legions. Dentatus, seizing the moment, launched a counterattack, exploiting weaknesses in Pyrrhus's formation. Step by step, the Romans forced the Epirote army to retreat. Pyrrhus, for all his brilliance and bravery, faced the harsh reality that his costly victories, so glorified in legend, had drained his strength. The phrase Pyrrhic victory would one day be born from battles like these, where triumph was measured in unbearable loss. NNBY nightfall, the field belonged to Rome. Beneventum was more than a tactical victory, it was a psychological triumph. The Romans had faced one of the greatest generals of the age, and endured. Pyrrhus withdrew from Italy, realizing that even genius could not conquer the relentless spirit of the Roman people. Beneventum marked the turning point, signaling the beginning of Rome's unchallenged rise in the Italian peninsula. In the echoes of that day, Beneventum became a symbol. Courage and discipline could withstand even the most dazzling brilliance. History remembers Pyrrhus not for winning battles, but for teaching the world that Rome's resilience was a force beyond mere numbers or fearsome elephants. It was the heart, the strategy, and the unity of its people that made Rome an empire in the making.